notification that you're live, so.
Welcome to the Sportz Phenz Show. The show where, just like you, we can't get enough sports.
The 47-year wait is over! And the Nuggets win it! Wilson throwing, it's up for grabs, and it's caught for the touchdown! And the Denver Broncos have taken Super Bowl 50. And the Avalanche are 2022 Stanley Cup champions! And a shot into the back of the net for Diego Rubio!
Now here's your hosts, Arthur Knight and Larry Perkins.
All right.
1-0 Rapids. They are champions.
Hello. Welcome to the Sportz Phenz Show. I am Arthur Knight, and with me, as always, is Mr. LP Larry Perkins.
Hello.
What's going down, bro?
All right, good. Just getting adjusted to a good night of basketball last night.
Oh, yeah? Trying to rub it in, are we? The second win in 5 years. We're trying to rub that in? Okay. I'll let you have it. Like I said before the show, even the sun shines on the dog's ass some days.
I know.
There's still 2 more games to be played in that series. Let's see who wins the series.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see who wins the regular season series. But we are coming to you live from 4300 West Alameda here in Denver, Colorado at So High Cafe. Come on by, get you some Viper Pit barbecue. Tell Vinny the Sportz Phenz sent you. See if you can get that 10% discount. Excuse me. Make sure you get you some, I think he's got some ribs on tap today. He's got some burn-ins. He's got all kinds of stuff back there. Fresh mac and cheese. I just had some. It's always killer, but man, this batch right here, man, I might have to have him bring me another sample size here in a second.
You just hungry.
Well, it's one of my cheat days is Sunday because, I can't come in here and not eat Vinny's food. But I have, typically during the week I've been eating clean, like nothing but salads and stuff like that. And I do get brisket or corned beef from, not corned beef. What am I trying to think of? Pastrami. Yes, thank you.
You want some corned beef half, bro?
Man, I do love corned beef too, but I don't eat that during the week typically. So today I just kind of splurge on it a little bit. But I'd also like to mention that we are brought to you by I Envy Vision. I Envy Vision is an optometry office that provides comprehensive eye exams and medically focused eye exams in Aurora, Colorado. Their members and leadership team include diverse individuals with years of experience. Their goal is to strive for the highest quality of professionalism and professionalized or personalized care. Excuse me if I can get these words out. They are from the community for the community. They are at 700 South Buckley Road, Unit K in Aurora, Colorado. I Envy Vision, we see you. All right, so
what's the discount, bro?
Discount is you get 3% off. You get 3% off. Thank you, Vinny.
All right, I'll go out there.
I got to write that down, man. I'm trying to get these plugs in, man. I'm just
hey, man, you awesome.
We making it do what it do.
Awesome.
All right.
Sounds good.
We got it in. They know where he is. Let me give you that number, though, so you can call him, though. 720-762-4290. I Envy Vision. We see you. There we go. All right. Now it's in.
What I see? You know what I see?
What's that?
I see a Laker championship coming.
Oh, my goodness.
I see it.
Here we go.
Both of my eyes. It's
Lakers again, putting the cart before the horse.
Seeing it.
Didn't you say that last year when was it last year or the year before when they got a
year before last?
Yeah, when they got
swept.
No, well, yes, but when they got Hachimura, right? When they made that
was the
trade
year before last, yeah.
When
they went to the
when they got that trade, you were like, "Oh, it's gonna be a Laker championship." No, swept. I will give you this new look. Lakers starting 5. It is a little. It's like, whoa, okay,
But that glaring weakness, though.
No. Here's the thing, and I was telling this to Vinny pre-show. The bottom line is that the book is out on the Nuggets, and Minnesota kind of wrote the book last year in the playoffs, and they've done it a couple of times this year. when you play the Denver Nuggets, if you play to however much the referees will allow you to play to with the physicality. I'm not saying that they cheated or anything like that. I'm not like disparaging the win. I'm literally just saying that they got all up in their faces. They were very physical, and that always takes the Nuggets out of their game if the refs aren't calling those fouls, right?
Now, my question is, last year when Minnesota defeated Timberwolves, they used that same tactic?
Yes.
Okay, because the thing is, because I was about to say what the Lakers was doing last night. Well, see, I can't really because they were swarming, which is good. And the thing is, they threw like 2-3 people at Joker, and it's kind of like took him. But you can't see during the playoff series, you probably can get away with a victory, but I don't know about a series.
You can't win a series like that.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Jokic will figure you out.
Exactly.
Everything that they did yesterday in the next game,
it wouldn't happen.
He's gonna. Well, I mean, even just like in the regular season right now, he's going to find a way. There's no way you're going to hold him to 12 points again like you did. There was a lot of physicality in that game on both ends. It's just that it seemed like the Lakers were getting the benefits of the whistle, and the Nuggets were not. Yeah. And I'm like I said, it just is what it is. That's the NBA. That happens all the time for the Nuggets. Sometimes they do get benefit of the whistle. It's rare, but they do get it. It is what it is, man. I mean, that's one game. The series in itself right now is a 4-game series. They're 1-1. The Nuggets beat LA in LA by 20 points. LA beat the Nuggets in Denver by 20 points. There's 2 more games left to be played in this series for the regular series. Be fun. The Nuggets are in that 3 spot. They are at least 2.5 games, if my memory serves me correctly, ahead of the Lakers. 2.5 games ahead of the Lakers in the standings right now as it stands. So if the playoffs were right now, it'd be the Nuggets in the 3 spot and the Lakers would be in the 4. Houston seems to be falling off quite rapidly.
Well, we talked about that.
Yeah.
I mean, they just took off because of their youth. They took off like a fire, like a rocket.
Yeah, but again, once everybody has film on you, man, and you gotta be able to have a flow. The Nuggets did that in their first, when they started to come of age and started making their real playoff runs about 5-6 years ago. They were making those mistakes. Flashing, really coming out in the beginning and then flaring out at the end. And they were young then.
They all young. Houston.
That's what young teams do.
And the thing is, they don't have no veterans. Nobody like, hey, youngster, you need to pace yourself. It's 82 games. No, they just coming out guns a-blazing. And now we already in game 50 or some teams.
Well, I'm just glad that every team now has double-digit losses. There's no teams that are going to have a single-digit loss in the loss column because both Oklahoma City and Cleveland have lost 10 games. Okay. But either way, the Nuggets are still in a good position. Like I said, they're still a good 2.5 games above the Lakers. So the Lakers would have to go on like a 5 or 6 game win streak, and the Nuggets would have to lose 3 to 4 games coming up in order for them to flip positions. Right. That very well, I can't say that couldn't happen because the Nuggets' next 5 is at Indiana, at Milwaukee, at Detroit, at Boston.
Wow.
They kind of needed that win last night, man. They needed that win.
I mean, it don't look
I'm not going to lie.
It don't look too good for us either because we got the Dallas Mavericks and we got Clippers twice.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Did he just mention the Clippers, Vinny? Wait. Did he just mention the Clippers?
Are you okay, dude?
Twice. He mentioned them twice.
Yeah, I'll talk about that sunken ship.
It's weird.
Exactly. It's a weird day franchise.
Yeah,
anyway.
it's a tough go for the Nugs coming up. But I mean, like I said last week, they had a little bit more of a favorable in their pocket right now, even though they have those 4 games that are on the road. Their first game is Monday, so tomorrow, against Indiana at Indiana. But then they don't have to play in Milwaukee until Thursday, right? So the Nuggets have a chance to travel, rest, practice, then play. But they do have the back-to-back at Milwaukee, then at Detroit. Only one day off, and then Sunday they got to play at Boston. But then again, right after that, they have Monday, Tuesday off, and come back home and have a back-to-back homestand against Sacramento and Phoenix. So it's gonna be. They're still in a pretty good position. They're getting a little bit of rest.
That's amazing.
They just got to figure out what the hell they're gonna do with that bench, man.
I was just about to.
It's not that the Lakers bench outplayed them yesterday because Russell Westbrook had 17 points. He had more points than the Lakers' entire bench. It was
our starters the one that did
the starters
most,
did the damage,
right,
and all the Nuggets played just as many minutes as the Lakers. But I think that the Lakers came out with a new look, and they ran, bro. They did. They came out and pounced.
They ran.
They pounced immediately because they know the record. They know that they haven't beaten this team in, X amount of games. They've won one game.
But what's going to be
5 years.
What's going to be the saving grace for the Lakers is they wing defense. Man, you got a lot of wings out there that plays D.
This new look is different. It's different. It's a different look. We'll see how well it plays going forward once everybody has film on it. The thing is that with the benefit that the Lakers have is that there's only like 24, 25, some teams have 26, 27 games left in the season.
Right.
So the teams aren't going to have a great sample size of film. Right. But there will be film. There will be film, but there's not going to be a huge sample size. That benefits the Lakers. But as you said earlier, in a straight up series, man, you don't have to. That's where the film comes in. What are they doing right now in this series to play against us?
Because everybody and their mama knows we are deficiencies in the middle, and like I said,
dude only scored like 4 points. You didn't need him to though. Everybody else scored 25 plus, like your whole starting crew.
But the thing is, especially
can that starting crew play through series after series after? Because that's what got the Nuggets last year is overplaying their starters within the series.
It's gonna be hard, man. I mean, I'm trying to think of a team that went all the way. Like that, and it's hard. It's you're
gonna have to play against another team in a series that has a weaker bench than you.
No, I'm talking about bigs. I mean, when you get in the playoffs, you're gonna have a team that has at least two bigs that can play. We got probably maybe one that can play in Jackson Hayes. You know what I'm saying? So we're. I mean, it's all nice and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But
I mean, Jackson Hayes was a +8 last night. So
I mean.
That ain't bad, but
he's a good backups. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we can't handle.
Yeah, he only have 4 points though.
We can't solve our problems until like after the year. So basically, unfortunately, with that rescinded trade, but we can't. Yeah, we can't do anything yet. But the only thing we could just play with the players we got. And right now, it's going to be that whole Phoenix Suns small ball, that whole Nash.
Yeah, I mean, Nikola still had a triple-double last night, but they kept him to 12 points.
Oh, yeah, they swarmed him. I mean, he didn't know.
Nobody else could make a shot, man. Like, Michael Porter Jr. just kind of disappeared.
Oh, yeah.
13 points. He hasn't been the same since his injury.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. But
Aaron
like I
Gordon
said,
played though. He came.
He seems to be back from his injury, while everybody else seems to be declining. Well, I mean, Murray still scored 19. It was really the Nuggets' defense and their lack of trying to step up and play. I mean, but it's hard to do. It's hard to do. Even any team, not just the Nuggets, when you're getting called for fouls and the other team is not. It's kind of hard for you to step up and be physical when they're being allowed to be physical, and it's kind of like you're not being allowed to be physical. But if I were the Nuggets, though, I would still do it. I would exhaust every foul and make the referees call it every time, so that it could be seen. Like, hey, it could be seen. Like, hey, this is the disparagement in the way the calls are being made. But either way. Good game, Lakers. That's one of two in 5 years, and we'll give you that. Tip our hat to them, the new look Lakers.
Yeah.
Had to go out and get another superstar just to beat the Nuggets, but
hey, we had to give up one, so it was 1 for 1.
Nah, not really. Not really, and we all know it.
Don't do him like that, man.
No, don't do who like that. You said it last week. Like, we're surprised they traded the face of the franchise for, dude is already injured, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We got tape on it, Larry. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Well,
it was not all-star for all-star. Like, honestly, Luka Doncic is a once in a lifetime player. Like, honestly, he's a LeBron James, he's an MJ, he's a type player. Like, honestly, he's a unicorn, he's a Jokic type player. He's not, you can't put him in a box. Anyway, AD, you could put him in a box.
No, you might hurt him. You better be careful how you put him in that box.
You better have some padding in that box, some bubble wrap, something in that box. But you can put him in a box.
You cold as ice.
You can put him in a box, though. You can. He has a set of skills. He's a defensive player.
He's a terrific player.
He is. He's a great.
When he don't like bend over and pick up something and be out 2 weeks.
He's a great. He is not an all-time great. He is not one of the greatest. He's not any of those things. But he's a great. He's a great within the game. But honestly, had he not paired up with LeBron, would he have a ring right now?
No.
Exactly.
No.
That's my point. Anyway, point made. Moving on.
That was the fastest point made ever.
Hey, it is what it is, man. It looks like the Lakers have found their five, though. They're starting five,
which I'm still not agree with, but still, they.
Well, who you don't? I think that's a good starting five, with the exception of Jackson Hayes, but you don't have a choice in that.
You have no choice with that.
Yeah,
but I want Finney in there instead of Rui. I know I like Rui and stuff.
Rui dropped 21 on him last night. Finney Smith had 3 points, my dude. Yeah. In 27 minutes, he only had 10 less minutes than Rui and scored 3 points.
Rui still can get his points off the bench. You know what I'm saying? Finney is not going to be averaging like 16 to 20 points. He's there for his defense. I mean, he changed.
I got you on that because he was a plus 21.
Yeah, he was.
But Rui's nothing to sneeze at with that. He's a plus 14 last night.
And I know Rui Hachimura is one of those players that to get the best out of him, he has to start, which I still suck, but that's what type of player Rui is. He's not going to give you his best.
I don't know, man.
He's not going to give you his best unless he's starting.
I think you found your starting five, bruh.
Nah, because the thing is, because I love Austin.
JJ needs to figure out what y'all gonna do on that bench.
We got too many ball handlers in our starting lineup with LeBron, Reeves, and Luka.
But they shared it last night.
Yeah, that's just one game, though.
Austin Reeves had 7 assists. Doncic 7 assists. LeBron 5 assists. Hachimura 4 assists. They spread the ball around, so it's not.
Well,
doesn't seem like it's ball dominant.
The reason they're going to stay in the lineup, unfortunately, is because they earn their starting. JJ is not going to take them. Just it has to be a reason. They have to not play well. So right now, the 5 you see is the 5 we're gonna have unless something happens.
I mean, I don't know. Finney Smith. I think if you put him in, you don't win last night. If you start him, you don't win last night. I honestly, you don't win.
The thing is, yeah, you're right.
You don't win because Hachimura doesn't give you 21 off the bench.
He's not going to do that because the thing is he's one of those players. His mind have to be, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He's not a 6-man. He don't have that 6-man mentality, So that's, I don't know, but I still.
Well, just like the Nuggets, y'all got to figure out your bench.
Oh yeah,
come playoff time. I mean, the bench isn't going to be too key, but. You guys don't have that 6th man.
No.
The Nuggets do have that 6th man. They've got the Russell Westbrook. Now, their starting 5 was kind of beat up last night.
I would, like I said, we can have that or we could have that.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, JJ, he's too committed to – because me personally, I put Austin Reeves on the bench. I'll put Austin Reeves and Rui on the bench, and I bring Gabe Vincent up, and I bring Finney Smith.
Well, I guess the Lakers are lucky you're not their coach. Because to me, that sounds like a losing proposition. But hey,
I mean,
hey,
you have
that's your
defense
team.
though. You have defense though.
Yeah, but they played like it's not like.
Well, the thing is,
It's not like Luka
outscored-
wasn't plus 20.
They wasn't playing.
Austin Reeves was plus 13. Hachimura was plus 14. Now, Finney Smith was plus 21 and Gabe Vincent was plus 17, but those were against bench players. The Nuggets bench players didn't do very well, and neither one of them was going up against
Westbrook did all right.
but neither one of them guarded Westbrook. Neither one of them were guarding Westbrook. So, otherwise they wouldn't have been plus 21 and plus 17, my dude.
Yeah.
Because he had 17 points off the bench.
Well, they just gonna roll what they have right now. They just need a lot of work in the offseason to, yeah.
Well, you talk about a championship. When we started out, I smell a championship.
Oh yeah, it's still. I mean, they still.
You talking
are-
about this year? Or you talking about next year? Or you talking about 3 years from now?
in the future? Hey,
I reserve the right to change my mind.
I do actually. I do have the right. Oh man! But like I say, I just hope Cleveland could do something with Boston, man. Because the thing is, if Cleveland can't do anything with Boston, I don't see nobody stopping them.
I don't know about that, man. Like a series.
I don't think OKC
In a series, anything can happen in a series.
with that experience.
Yeah, but the thing about in the playoffs, as you well know, it's not just about the players and the game plan. It's about the coaching. You can be out-coached. You could have the best team on the court and get out-coached, out-game planned.
But experience do account for something.
And that's where Boston has. Boston is rich with experience with their coach and their players.
How many years they've been knocking at the door until last year when they finally got in it?
Several years.
So they have experience. I mean, you have this
the
OKC.
experience.
You have OKC come in here and
Cleveland hasn't had that taste of defeat.
nope.
And I don't think you necessarily have to have that in order to be, to win. But it's much harder for a team that doesn't have experience in losing in those situations, because to me, Boston they're going to be they're still, to me, even though they're not the number one in the East, they are still the number one in the East, to me.
Yeah, they're gonna,
I mean, they've even gone 9-1 their past 10 games, similar to Cleveland, similar to the Nuggets, etc. But they're the Kings until they're the Kings no more. It was kind of like last year until the Nuggets lost. They were still the champions. And they were, climbing to the top. They were the second seed, et cetera, et cetera. So Boston has all of the elements. It's the same exact team. There is no changes to this team. It is the exact same team coming in from last year. And I could see them, even from the 2 spot, making their way all the way to the finals.
Yep.
Actually, it'll probably be a relief to them to be a lower seed than the number 1 seed. Because typically when they went in, with the exception of last year, when they would go in with a 1 seed, they lose. So to them, it might be a sigh of relief that they don't have to worry about being the 1 seed, the completely hunted. They can continue to be under the radar and be the hunters.
what team you think that can? You think
Beat Cleveland?
Boston?
Can beat Boston? I mean, any team can be beaten, man. I do believe that. Like, any team can be beaten on any given night, even especially in a series, man. It'll just come down to who wants it more, whose coaches come up with the best game plans, and which teams can execute those game plans to a T and put their opponents on their heels. But I do think that, and I'm just being honest here, between Cleveland, Boston, New York in the East, and Oklahoma, I don't believe in Memphis, but Oklahoma City, Denver, and LA, Lakers, are on after that trade and after last night. The Lakers are a viable option. Any one of those 6 teams could take it.
The Lakers will get killed for no inside presence.
Maybe
Oklahoma will get killed with lack of experience in big time moments.
Maybe.
Golden State. Did you say Golden State, right? You didn't say Golden? Oh.
Nah, Golden State, man, they in the play-in. Anybody talking about them? I barely want to talk about the Lakers, but they're playing well. Since the trade, they're doing what they need to do to step in. They're in that top 4. Like I said, I don't believe in Memphis. I don't believe in Houston. But I believe any one of those 6 teams could beat each other on any given night. That's Cleveland, Boston, New York, Oklahoma City, Denver, LAL. That's it. Those are the only 6 teams that are honestly vying for the championship this year that could beat each other. No.
No.
Oh,
wow.
No. Milwaukee's under Indiana in the East.
Yeah, they're like a 4th or 5th spot.
They've got 31 wins, bruh. Like, no. No, I'm talking about teams that have, almost either 30. Well, I mean, so Houston has 35 wins.
34.
So I got to throw Houston in there too then. I got to throw Houston in there because they've got 35 wins as of right now.
Though, but you can throw
so I'm talking about anybody who has, 35 plus wins or in their 3rd or 4th spot in their conference. Those are the teams that are vying for the championship right now, period. Those are the only teams that can beat each other. I think that Boston can beat Cleveland. I think New York can beat Boston. I think that, Cleveland can beat New York. Like, it's all of those factors, and it's the same thing with Oklahoma City, Denver, LAL, and Houston. All of those teams can beat each other. They have been all season. So those are the only teams that, to me, are vying for the championship or the top spot, man. That's it.
Okay.
There's no other teams unless you jump one of those teams. Like if Indiana goes on a 10-game win streak or something, and they take New York, and they're in the top 3, then okay, they have a shot. The hottest teams are usually the ones that win championships going into any playoffs in any professional sports or any sport, period. When you go into a tournament and you're playing hot,
people don't realize that seeding matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seeding matters, but only to the extent of path of least resistance to the championship.
Like that year that the Lakers went all the way. I didn't even know they'd make the playoffs, and they went all the way to the Western Conference Finals. It was because of seeding. They got, like you said, they got hot at the right time.
Yeah.
And they got a favorable 1st and 2nd round because they had the first round they had Memphis and they was infighting and Ja Morant and the Lakers beat them and then it was just too big for Golden State in round 2 and Golden State just and then we all know what happened after that but you're definitely right about that.
Yeah, so I could see any one of those teams winning it. Everybody else is just like a flash in the pan. And I like underdog. You know me. I like underdog stories. Yeah. I want to see somebody from the bottom make it to the top.
Okay.
But I don't see like a Chicago, Atlanta, Miami, Orlando, Detroit. Like Detroit's 30-26. How crazy is that? Like right now, they're above 500.
I didn't even think they'd make it. I was surprised. I thought it's a lot. I was like Philly. Why
they're
Philly
out of the play-in, or as opposed to Orlando, who's 28-30.
At least they have like injuries. They've been injury riddled all season. The Magic,
Yeah.
At least they have a reason. I know Philly. They've been, banged up somewhat, especially with Paul George and Joel Embiid. But those guys, they've been talking the most smack off season.
Yeah.
And that's one thing, or that's one thing I look at. If you talk a lot of smack, man, you should try to back it up. And Joel Embiid, he's always talking smack, and he can't even get on the floor. Exactly, and that's one to grow on.
All right, he speaks the truth, ladies and gentlemen. He speaks the truth.
Yeah, he talking about he need to get shut down. Yeah, you can shut your career down.
Yeah, he got what he wanted. He got what he wanted. He got the accolade of the MVP, which got him paid. And now he wants to just ride the coattails of the one MVP. I'm sorry, Philly. He's never going to bring you a championship.
No, blow it
what
up.
a wasted talent.
Keep Tyrese Maxey was keep him and just blow everything up.
Well, I
him.
mean, there's nothing they could do.
I know the contracts. I mean, they have two.
Stuck with him.
They have two contracts and Paul and
They're stuck with him.
I was saying Paul Pierce. I mean, Paul. What is it? Paul George.
Paul George, PG.
PG hurt me. He got hurt. But they got those are some huge. I know they feel bad. In the offseason, they signed him to that big 4-year deal for $200 and something million. But
hey, man, they should have thought about that.
Well, the thing is, they know his injury history, even with the Clippers. You know,
I'm not even talking about just PG. I'm talking about the process.
the process,
because the process has broken down. The process has no productivity.
That's gonna be nobody's. I don't know what they're gonna do. Nobody's gonna touch those contracts.
Bruh, Philly is 20-36 right now, my guy. They're 1-9 in their last 10.
They're not even going to the playoffs. And the thing is, their pick is they don't even have their pick. So what you gonna do?
Excuse me.
It's like they're a mess.
They're a hot mess on a sunny day.
Yep.
With a dumpster fire behind them.
I'm serious.
And there's nothing they could do. There's nothing they could do because they're stuck with them contracts that they signed. I believe that I'd have to look and double check, but I think they're in that second apron with
they are.
Yeah, with
they
PG, Maxey, and Embiid. So
and another team.
Sorry, Philly, you're going to be hurting for a minute.
And another team, if they don't, change their act or try to make something. I mean, it was okay the trade that Milwaukee Bucks made with Washington Wizards for Kyle Kuzma. Mm-hmm. It's all right, but they also, have big money players that's not earning their pay. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see, because they're not in a bad situation like Philly right now, but you can see it's getting to that point. So and like he said, like Antetokounmpo said, he said, I only stay here as long as we're vying for championships. If you guys don't want to win, you can send me somewhere else. So he put the whole organization on notice.
Yeah, I'd take him here in Denver.
Oh man, that Greek freak, man, shoot.
Could you imagine him? I mean, that would be the new version of the Twin Towers like San Antonio had. You feel me? Like, who's playing the center? Who's playing the power forward? Like, you're just swapping in and out with Jokic and.
No, that'd be.
That would be amazing, but that's not going to happen. That doesn't happen in the real world. And I live in the real world.
I don't know. I live in the Laker world. Anything can happen.
Well,
yeah. I remember I was telling, I said, what if we get Luka? He's like, dude, are you smoking? And look happened.
Nah, you ain't never said you was going to get Luka.
No, I told somebody that.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Don't lie. Don't lie on air.
I did. I did.
Nobody knew that was going to happen, bro. Don't even. Yeah.
I still pinch myself every day.
Yeah, he's trying to retroactively say
take
some
credit.
Stuff. Yeah, I knew it was going to happen all along, dog. Man, I just called up the general office and I was just like, yo, get Luka.
Really? Really? That's funny. We just called the front office.
I just called the front office. Get Luka. And they got Luka.
Yeah, they got
That's how you sound.
No, nigga. Bro.
They've done studies,
Get Luka.
Get Luka.
Yeah, they don't get Luka and they'll get Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, sorry, Vinny. We're not going to give love to Canada.
Ooh.
No love. Ooh. Ain't no love in the heart of the city.
I know Vinny was happy.
Nah, big
ups.
Big ups. It was a good game.
Half the Avs played on that team.
That's true. That's actually true. Every Avs player that plays on that team is the reason why they won that game.
Exactly.
Go Avs.
It was the Canadian Avalanche. That's all it was. The Canadian Avalanche.
The
That's how it
Canadian
all
Avalanche
started.
and Connor McDavid, and that's it. That's it. And that's it. It was the Avalanche and Connor McDavid, and they won. They beat the United States. All right, Vinny poked it out of us. He got us to talk about it.
Yeah.
Are we happy now?
I just put a flag up, man. That's all I did.
Yeah. Just subliminally.
I see that little red maple leaf.
He was like, I didn't ask you to talk about it. I
just shown you
I just, you know,
I just gave you an optical.
just slid the flag into the DMs.
I used to know the Canadian national anthem. A long time
Blame
ago.
Canada. Blame Canada. Is that what it is?
Hey, I have so much respect for Canada. I was going to say Canada.
Canada. You're just making up stuff now.
Hey, Canada.
Is that what we're going to do? Call it when it's the 51st state? Is that what we're going to do?
Oh, that'd be something, huh?
Connecticut.
Canada. I better stop. Hey,
I'm just playing.
sorry.
I'm playing.
I'm sorry.
I do not want to go off the rails or down the rabbit hole with that.
Don't do that. I was just.
But hey, the NBA is going to be wild for the rest of the season, man. I mean, with all the trades that were made, let's see if Golden State, we're not talking about Golden State right now, but they are still in that play-in situation. You can't really count them out.
Who knows? And the way
They have an opportunity to make a push. They do. They have an opportunity. They can even get all the way up to the sixth spot.
And they still have a lot of talent on that team, including buckets and Curry and Draymond. And we'll see. I
If they can figure it out.
I'm pretty sure they will. There's some veterans. They'll figure it out. I don't know how far they'll go, but they definitely get out to that tournament portion. They'll probably get to like a 6 seed, you know. But yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan, but hey, you know, I like buckets. I wouldn't want them on my team. I know.
I don't want him on my team, but I like him.
I like them somewhere else.
Why you be talking out both sides of your mouth?
I do. But I like Jimmy because he have that fire. You know what I'm saying? He like
That's a backhanded compliment.
I know, but the thing is, if he's on your team over the while, he's just gonna deteriorate that team. The team.
I like how he destroys your team. Yeah. Not my team.
Not
your
my
team.
Doesn't make sense.
It don't make sense, Vinny, but it makes perfectly good sense.
Vinny, man. He's always got the drops like that are right on my mind. Like that doesn't make sense.
No, he don't have a Canada drop.
I'll pull one up.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. That's like a cricket two-handed back slap compliment. But yeah, I like Jimmy Buckets, but not on my team.
Oh man, so sad news coming out of the NBA is Wembanyama is done for the season with a blood clot.
Yeah.
That sucks, especially after seeing him during the All-Star, the alley-oop from Joker to Wembanyama. Yeah, man, it's a sad day that this dude is now, you know, got to sit out. San Antonio wasn't doing bad. You know, they still had they're not out of it. They're still 20-something games, so they weren't out of it, and they had just traded to get De'Aaron Fox to help him out.
He's gonna carry. Well, he's been carrying the load. He's just gonna continue carrying the load. But you know, it's like it's not career threatening. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
It's life threatening.
It is.
Blood clots are serious, man.
Right, but it's been detected early.
Yes.
So the thing is, he's going to get treated, and I don't know if it's like surgery or anything. I don't know. I don't know.
Those details aren't out there yet.
Right, but the thing is, if they go the route that Brandon Ingram, because he was a good player. Mm-hmm. I hated to see him go to New Orleans, but they traded him, you know, a year prior when they found out he had the same shoulder blood clots. If it would have went any lower, it would have got, to the
Right
blood.
into the heart,
Right.
yep.
So they got it just in time. And so what happened with Brandon Ingram, he did get surgery, I believe, and then he was out the season, of course. You're going to take the season off. And he missed a quarter of the next season. What's that, like 25 games or something? And he was back playing. And it's no reoccurrence of that clot. So I think, it was detected the same amount of time with Brandon Ingram. So I think they're going to go that route since so he should be fine.
Yeah, he should be fine. It just sucks. It just sucks for him. In his sophomore year, he was playing really, really well. So we send our condolences out to him, and get well soon, Mr. Wembanyama.
He was the only one playing.
We look forward to years to come basketball from you, man. So get well soon, my guy, from the Sportz Phenz. And then another sad thing in NBA today, Greg Popovich to miss the rest of the season after a mild stroke. Great coach, but even better guy off the court.
Hard nose.
There's nobody. More players have spoken so highly. Even players that didn't play for the man speak highly of this man and his just his character in general.
Yeah, he's like.
And this may be the end of an era. He may be done altogether. I'd probably say if he can't finish out this season, it's most likely that the San Antonio Spurs are going to have to look for a new head coach, which is a sad day in the NBA.
What?
That's
it's a sad day.
Yeah, you found it. Who you think would be a successor?
Man, that's tough. That's a tough question. Because those are ginormous shoes to fill.
He reminded me of. I always called him like the professional Bob Knight, because he was like hard nose. He ain't going yet. But,
well, he was Pat Riley before Pat Riley tried to be him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'll trade you. He didn't give a damn about your stardom.
Ask Kawhi.
Yeah, he'll trade you.
I remember whatchamacallit, he got rid of Steven Jackson, remember?
Yeah, he got
rid
traded a lot of players.
Because they did not fit into his system. They was like bucking the system. You know what I'm saying?
Until he found the right chemistry of players that were willing to...
Which was all foreigners.
Well, they were willing to sacrifice.
Yeah. Well, no offense to foreigners, but they was non-American.
Right.
Yeah, but they bought
into the team mentality, which most players from Europe, Asia, and Africa tend to do, as opposed to American players, to your point.
Right.
And they bought into his strategy of, hey, you could win championships and become, you can come into this game in the NBA and be immortalized as a great player, or you can become a great team and then get that anyway.
Yep.
Right? Because once you become a great team and you win a whole bunch of championships, the notoriety of great player is, like Manu Ginobili will probably be arguably, let's say, the greatest sixth man ever. Most people think he started. He didn't start. He came off the bench and would score, 25, 30 something points off the bench on your bench, on the other opposing team's bench, and then allow Parker and
Duncan
to just play their two-man game the rest of the way.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's literally how they won championship after championship.
San Antonio is definitely a system-driven organization, which is proven. Players like Sean Elliott, David Robertson, they can speak on it. It's like only way you can go to the Hall of Fame, but you're going to go to the Hall of Fame
because of a great team,
a system, a team.
Right.
You're not going to go in with the Spurs. You're not going to go into the Hall of Fame as a great individual player.
And not everybody can get into the Hall of Fame as a great individual player.
No.
You have to have incredible feats in order to get in without being a champion, or, you have to score thousands of points or get thousands of rebounds, et cetera, et cetera. If you don't do that, you're not getting in. So the only way that you truly can get in is to win as a team and then be the most prolific portion of that team,
like Tony
in your
Parker.
role.
Tony, Manu, and David and Tim. You
Right.
know, all of them.
They were magnificent in their role.
Right.
You could even argue when the Lakers won with Mamba, and what's his name from Spain?
It's Pau
Gasol. When they won, it was the same concept. Everybody, they had their 2-3 guys, Odom, Gasol, and Kobe. Basically, everybody shined in their role. Everybody, Fox, everybody. Not Fox, excuse me. Fisher. Thank you. I'm going 2 back for Fox. But you know what I mean. Like everybody played really well within their role.
That's a great system too. You know, a triangle system.
Well, the triangle system is the best system. I don't care what anybody says.
Triangle is
very hard to stop. Like you can if you have the right defensive players and the right defensive mind, but almost impossible.
There's several offensives that's like unstoppable. The triangle is one of them, though. But
triangle's the best.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, I kind of like in the 4-corner offense of that Houston used to run in the '90s with Clyde. Clyde and Olajuwon and Vernon Maxwell and those guys. That was a great offense.
Yeah, but when have you seen an offense like that since?
Well, they took away the big man, a dominant big. They won't let.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
They won't let the dominant big man work inside. He cause havoc, so you have no choice but to double or triple, and then you have all them shooters on the outside like Robert Horry and Vernon Maxwell and Kenny Smith and all those, and just dagging you. Dot. That was it, man. I love that offense.
But to your question, who's going to be taking over? I mean, that's a really tough question. It could be somebody off of his bench. That's I don't think anybody fathomed that.
I mean, they had
this
to.
would even. Well, I mean, yeah, he's getting up there in age.
They had to, you know.
They had to get there some way somehow. But the fact is that I don't think they did. I don't think San Antonio expected Popovich to ever get sick, get old, like.
Yeah, but he been there over what?
But who's undefeated?
25 Father Time.
Father Time is undefeated,
and
in all sports and aspects of life. Yeah. Father Time is undefeated.
But he been there for like over 25 years.
Man, with what, 5 championships?
Yep.
5 rings, 5 trophies. Big up Pops. Like I said, great guy on the court, great coach, great guy off the court. That's all you've ever heard of players, not just of great players, but just average players in the league. Speaks very highly of this man's character.
Only thing I kind of had, not beef, but I had felt a certain way during all of the Western Conference, battles with the Lakers when Shaq. He always did the hack of Shaq. He always.
Well, that's one thing, because that's how you win.
I was like, bro, he always used to slow the game down. The game used to always go like almost 4 hours.
Yeah, I was like, that's how he won.
And he always did that until they changed it.
He's
on him.
He's a genius.
They changed it. They say you can't do that. Only you can do that after 2 minutes. Because he was doing hack a Shack. He was doing hack a Shack like in the 4th quarter, like 8 minutes to go, he started hack Shack. I was like, come on, bro. And they always slowed the game down to the league say, you know what? You can't do that until after 2 minutes.
But
so that's
hack a Shack, like get us. What are you talking about after 2 minutes?
After when it's a 2 minutes to go in the game, you can do the hack a Shack. You can't do it like before. When it's 4 minutes to go in the game.
What are you talking about? You can foul at any time. You can
but the thing is, have you ever seen a hack a Shack?
Yes,
bro?
I have. All you do is anytime the Shaq gets the ball down on the post, you hit him. Yeah, you can do that at any time.
No, as soon as they take the ball out on the sidelines to him, and they're just
not
foul
once you get into the bonus. Then he's shooting free throws.
Yeah, but that's I don't know.
Hey, that's a strategy, man. Shaq's strategy used to be elbow a person in the face.
Oh, like Mutombo?
Mutombo wasn't really. He did do the hook.
Nah,
but he was never.
He hurt during the finals in 0-1 against Philly. He murdered. That's why I want to say a real big.
He didn't do that every time, though.
Yes.
That was just the one time.
Well, I've seen a lot of times.
He played for the Nuggets for years, and he did that hook. Everybody did that hook. The big men did that hook. But Shaq, when he did it, he would aim for the elbow straight to your grill and then dunk on you. and then look down at you like, oh, remember this one?
Oh yeah, David Robinson.
He would do that, man. So yeah, I don't want to hear no crying about
yeah. He was
the Hack-a-Shack.
He was a great coach. Yeah,
you got to think. What about the Jordan Rule? Right?
Yeah, they laid him out.
Right? The Pistons.
Yeah,
They would lay him out. Like if he takes flight, he's hitting the ground hard.
Yeah, that's basketball.
And they would hit him before. What did they say in the Last Dance? They wanted to hit him before he took flight.
Yep.
Because once he takes flight,
night. But that was the golden age of basketball.
says us old heads.
Exactly. But yeah, he was a great coach. He ranked he my top 5 all time greatest coaches, in NBA history.
Yeah, I've got him in the top 3. To be honest with you, he's in my top 3.
After Pat Riley and Phil?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Even before what's the Celtics?
And it's Phil, Pat Riley, and then Pop.
And then Auerbach, I guess, afterwards. They say Auerbach got 11 well, no. What, 10, I think? Yeah. No, he got 9. Red Auerbach had 9.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He's in the top 5.
Okay.
But that's my that's my top 3.
Okay.
Only because of the fact that like Pat Riley, like when you look at the Zen Master, I should say, when you look at him, he stepped into a situation that was volatile and then calmed it down. That's why they call him the Zen Master.
Oh yeah.
Because it was completely volatile, and then he calmed it down and was able to implement a system that another coach that was an assistant coach on that team had tried to get previous head coaches to implement.
And Tex Winter.
And they refused to do. And then he actually implemented it, and now it's one of the most prevalent and hardest offenses to defend.
Most teams nowadays, they implement parts of but it's very difficult to institute the whole triangle.
Right. And then for Pat Riley being my second, Pat Riley's...
He's a master motivator, man.
That's one. 2, he has an eye for talent. Nobody drafts better than Pat Riley. I don't care what you say. That's how Miami is able to make it from the 7th, 8th, 6th seed all the way to the finals, because he knows how to draft. He knows how to, grow players, nurture players, and get their full potential, even if they're not the top tier creme de la creme players that everybody else wants. And then on top of that, his business mind is second to none. And then, third with Pop. Pop is right there with Pat Riley, dude. He knows how to eye talent. He knows how to cultivate talent.
That's true.
He knows how to win with less talent.
He got Boris Diaw. He was all in Europe. He got like those Frenchmen.
Bruh, there's so many Hall of Fame players that went through Greg Popovich's system that, are now just Hall of Famers. Like, period. Kawhi's going to be a Hall of Famer. The list goes on and on and on. So that's why they're my top 3.
Yeah, great players come out that system, like Patty Mills. You know what I'm saying? Boris Diaw. All these great players.
There's all kinds. What's that boy's name that plays in Sacramento right now? Played for the Bulls. Why can't I not think of his name?
Oh, you talking about Lamar DeRozan?
DeRozan came out of San Antonio.
He got traded to San Antonio.
Yeah, but still, I mean, he
came out of Toronto.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. I forgot about that. I forgot about those years in Toronto because they got him for Kawhi. Yeah, but he wasn't. Well, I guess he was all-star when he was in Toronto too.
He's another player, just like because you have that pro Pop, and then you have that con prop, and then like Steven Jackson, like DeMar DeRozan, like Dominique Wilkins. People don't remember Dominique played for San Antonio for a few years and left because these individual players cannot play in a system.
They don't want to play team basketball.
They don't want to play team,
or they don't know how to.
Either or, but it doesn't.
One could argue they don't know how to play team basketball.
Yeah.
Because there is games within the game, right?
Exactly.
There's one-on-one basketball. There's the two-man game. There's the triangle.
They got the fast breaking offense.
You got, I mean,
It's a Showtime offense.
We could go all day.
It's so
like,
much.
honestly, we can go all day.
You got the 5 out. You know.
We're just showing off. So, but either way, you do have all of these things. You know, there's games within the game, and some of these players only know how to play individual style basketball.
That's all.
And when they come up
taught.
through high school and go through
AAU,
college,
yeah.
that's all they're taught. They're taught,
One-on-one.
hey, one-on-one basketball, just ISO basketball. And when it's your turn to ISO, you know, it's your turn. And Popovich, you know, that's the one thing I love about Michael Malone here. And you know, even JJ Redick, you can tell, is going to be one of those coaches that spreads the ball. Like, we're not going to just rely upon Luka Doncic. We're not just going to rely upon LeBron James. We're not just going to rely upon Joker. We're not just going to rely upon Jamal Murray. You know, we're gonna implement team basketball on both sides of the floor, and that's the Popovich way. So, I mean, I think more teams have won championships that way than
I say around about 85 to 90% of that. Trey.
Yeah, have won that way.
Because the thing is, like my team, you know, I don't say I keep saying. Well, the Lakers, you know, the bulk of their championships was won as teams. Because I remember during Showtime, you know, I mean, with Pat Riley.
it wasn't just Magic.
It wasn't him. It was
Wasn't just
Worthy.
Magic. Yep.
It was Worthy. It was Scott. It was Cooper. It was Rambis. It was everybody. And just like with Phil Jackson with the Lakers, it wasn't just Shaq and Kobe.
Right.
You know, it was
Or
Ori.
when Phil Jackson in Chicago,
It
it
wasn't-
wasn't just
Pippen
and Jordan.
It was
Yeah,
Kukoc.
Yeah.
It was Harper.
Yep.
You know, it was Horace Grant. It was Luke Longley, Bill
Yep.
Winnington. You
Yep.
know, all those guys.
Yep.
You know,
Steve Kerr,
all
Paxton.
of them. Paxton.
Yeah, all
BJ
of those
Armstrong.
players all played a role.
Arnold.
Without them playing that role within those teams, they don't win championships, period. So, you know,
Yeah.
Popovich has left his fingerprints on the NBA. He's also been, you know, for the community, for the culture. No other coach really on the European American spectrum side of the America has spoken more and been more of an advocate for, you know, human rights, let alone civil rights, and you know, just social justice in general, man. He's you know, Greg Popovich has been a trooper, man. So we hope he gets well soon. I'd like to see him on the sideline again, but it's, you know, I mean, I hate to say it, Pop, but I think your time has come, my dude. Maybe consult, maybe step into that GM role and allow somebody else to be on the sideline, you know, or on the side of the court going forward. But hey, man, much respect to Greg Popovich, Coach Pop. Much respect. I couldn't stand the man, you know, when he was beating the heck out of the Nuggets all the time. But he shows love to the Nuggets, man. Like, he shows mad love when the Nuggets even beat his team. He shows mad love to the Nuggets. I think he likes the way the Nuggets are constructed. The Nuggets have been homegrown. The only trade that they've really done is to get Aaron Gordon. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't even a blockbuster deal in any sense.
I mean, that was like one of the under the radar, you know.
It
was one of
became
them-
a blockbuster because we ended up winning a championship because of it.
Well,
but
because when I heard of the trade, you know, only thing came to my mind was like, that was a sneaky good trade.
Yeah.
You know, it was nothing like real ESPN, you know, like, oh, it was just like a whatever, you know.
yeah,
But I thought it was a pretty good trade, and it paid off in the long run.
it paid off. Not even in the long run. It paid off in the short term.
Well,
the only reason why it didn't pay off in like
the short term
more is because Murray blew his knee out in the same year. You know what I'm saying? So it was like devastating that, because the Nuggets were on a roll when they traded for him. They were like, I think they had won like 8 straight or something like that, and then Murray blew his knee out, and all of a sudden, you know, the Nuggets couldn't get out of the first round, but or the second round. But either way, yeah, that was a sneaky good trade. It wasn't like getting Luka Doncic, but it was, you know, because I mean, if I remember correctly, AG was a lottery pick. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't just some Joe Schmo that Orlando was trading off. He was actually a lottery pick, and Orlando was just trying to get younger. And the Nuggets are high, especially the coach is high on veteran talent.
It just make me mad, man, to see these franchises waste these guys' time. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about
they use them up and then trade them away.
I'm serious, man. I'm thinking about Atlanta right now with Trae Young.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? These franchises, and then they have the gall to talk badly about the Lakers and talk about stuff. You know what I'm saying? Do something with your franchise before you comment on.
Well, they don't have the deep pockets like the Lakers do, though.
There's a family. They're not like the Steve
you'd love
Ballmers.
to say that.
They are. It's
not.
a family-run organization.
A rich family-run organization. That's like saying the Denver Broncos are a family-run organization, it's the Waltons.
It's a rich family, though.
Thank you. You said it. And on that note, that is our time for today. That is our time for today, man. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for following us. Thank you for downloading the podcast. Don't forget to download it or like and subscribe on YouTube. Sportz Phenz, you can follow us on social media. Again, don't forget to come on by Sohai Cafe, 4300 West Alameda. Say hi to Vinny. And then don't forget I Envy Vision, 700 South Buckley Road, Unit K. Tell them Sportz Phenz sent you. We will see you next week, Sunday, 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Peace.